I am sure they are planning then to utilize this captor and plan an onslaught for the mother.
Myself, Matto here, and Kirk to make our way into the tall trees and apprehend one of these peoples from there, avoiding the law who were riding out. We approached from the north, using rocks, trees for cover. We left our pukus behind and did this on foot. We made our way through, looking for our quarry. It was a slow hunt, but slow hunts are the best hunts. It's time to see what was there. We found ourselves at the plateau, and we made a cold camp here and waited for nightfall before we continued on, moving through the shadows, keeping out of sight. I understand there was much lore down there, though we never saw any, and they did not see us. So, they do not know we were there. We heard the whistles several times. First time, wolves came. From one side, they came from behind the cabin by the plateau. We dealt with them, and then we heard the growls behind us as more wolves moved in. These did not attack straight away, so using this, we moved away, pushing south back into the trees. They did not follow. We circled round, again, waited, looking, seeking, looking for sign. Not much in the way of tracks to follow, other than the local wildlife game. We did not know where they would be. The tall trees is not a small place, so we went with what we had before, pushed to the north, using on the western side of the basin, around the lake, up into the rocks, and waited again, looking for sign. Nothing. We started to push south. This is over a period of 3 days, 3 nights. This whole thing happened. So this is not a, we went there, ran around and found them. No. We pushed south as we have searched the north, looking for sign. Moving again from place to place, shadow to shadow, behind the trees, using all the cover available. The land aiding us as we use the dips and hollows to keep our movements hidden. We did not go too far south, knowing many of the guardian bears would be there around the 4 cabins, so we did not wish to get into a conflict with them. We pushed east into the center, and it was as we were moving north that Mato, at the rear of our group, was boloed. He called out and said this had happened, so we knew where we were. We returned to where we had been, and the whistle started. The whispers, death, mother, death. And then the arrows came. And Isa, big. In the light, it was hard to tell if it was red or black, but it did not attack. It just sat there and watched. We knew we had been found. We had hoped to take them by surprise, but kind of knew with the way they are, moving unseen. It would be a hard thing to do. So we had several plans in place. If we could not capture one directly, then and they came, then we could offer challenge, lure one to one side and take them. So I stood, drew my knife, called out to them, told them to put down their bows, come face me. Arrows were pinging around, hitting the ground, the trees around us. I stood out and called. Still, they did not do this. So we looked to move, get to break the contact so we could try and come in from a different angle and catch them unawares. As we moved back, we seen them. They were there shooting bows at us, so we gave chase. There was 3, I believe, in total. The first, we knocked over, but could not catch him. Again, he stood. Kuruk was hit with arrow. But his blood was up, as was all the adrenaline running. So the pain is not felt at this time. Many of us took superficial wounds. Small cuts. But as McIntosh reminded me, we had to be mindful of poison. But as we are all standing and none of us feel ill, perhaps they did not poison their arrows this time. We grabbed the first, managed to get him to the ground. Kuruk picked him up. Mato was chasing a second, so I ran over to help him as he was running and chasing and shooting his bow. I run in, managed to knock him down, and then Mato managed to get him and tie him up. We had 2 when our task was to take 1. As we were getting organized to grab our pukus, One broke his bonds and ran, but we had what we came for. Now it was time to leave. We did not need to push too hard. We put him on the back of Mato's horse, and Mato galloped off as the arrows were continuing. We grabbed my puku, and we followed after. Though we lost sight, the fog was heavy. The storm had raged for some time before. It was dark and very, very hard to see. I'm pretty sure I heard his horse moving to the east, but I had to double check, so we backtracked back in, moving quickly on horseback. Got to the place where we would meet if anything should happen. He was not there, so rather than wait to see if we are taken, we are attacked, or run into the law, we pushed out to the north, crossed the river, and went to Blackwater. Namato was there. He had handed over our captive to Sawe and Theo. We were to go with them by boat with their captive, but Kuruk, Mato had gone to send a telegram. Kuruk went after him, and then seeing that Kuruk was actually injured, Mato, I believe you took him to the doctor to get him sorted out. So all through all, both Mato and Kirk remembered his Kaika training. Remembered well. They moved very well. Gave good sound suggestions. Offered opinion. It was a very good hunt. They did very well.
Saku Anip. Well done. This comes as a surprise, but then again it does not. Tutama, you have led these men very well, and I thank you for doing this thing. You truly are. Biokona Kaeka. Ora. Mato. Ora. For playing your part, being loyal to your people, and following Tutama to do this thing. And is Kuruk okay?
Couple of days his arm will be fine. He is resting. He may be waking up later.
Very well. Sat. So this means that these people, they are now vulnerable. For my son and Tosawi have one alive.
Mato should tell you what was told to him as he rode with this thing on his back of this horse.
Man, he spoke like a broken man. His laughs. That of a man whose mind has been poisoned. But when he spoke, he repeated much of the same poem we've heard before. The time before first light, brother against brother, mother burned, bones to ash. But he also spoke. They have found their mother. She is here. She will come for him, and she will burn us.
Then they have a matriarch once again.
Appears so.
This is both a problem and a solution. I just hope Tosawi and Theo are aware of this thing.
They were busy organizing, but I made sure to share these words quietly with Miss Grimm and told her to share these with Tosawa.
Sat. Ura. This is good. I am sure they are planning then to utilize this captor and plan an onslaught for the mother, luring her out to her child. That is what I would do. We must be ready to play our part in this thing. It would not surprise me if Tosawi and them come to us for this attack. He knows of our capabilities, and you have reinforced this thought in meeting today. Tutama, Mato, the Kaeka must be ready to ride. We will do our part, as you have already proven. We will keep words and wait patiently. Until then, we will remain at this camp. I believe it will keep us safe, as it has proven thus far, out of the eyes of all the passerbys who are in the plains.
Oh, this, found out that this man that was, doing some sort of tribal dance around the fire, found out his name was Dekwani, I believe is how he says this. We, shared a fire with him once before at the large tree. You say he is Tutunaka and knew of our old language of Udo Azteca. He say that there was He say that there was people that is Apache that is staying in Wapiti. A 2 woman and a man. But I have not seen either of these people in Wapiti.
The only Apache that I know of would be Seeing Eyes. In this Blackbird. I suppose it could be others.
Blackbird has been claiming his Blackfoot heritage since we have spoken to him more recently.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.